good morning, or good afternoon, I should say, right? Good morning, good afternoon. I keep saying good morning. Well, today we're going to switch it up, guys. It's a very special podcast. And my dad is on his way. Don't worry, I don't just have my mom with me, but I have my mom. If you want to introduce yourself for a minute, then let's get started.
My name is Trishella, and I am Percy's mom.
Uh, like Meg was just saying, you done made 17 years of my life. It's been ups, downs, curves, sides, everything, anything you can think of. Especially this past few years, I'm becoming a teenager, right? How to become a man in society. That one thing that when I'm be mad at my mom, I always hear her say is, "You got to be a man, bro. Like you just gotta suck it up and be like, all right, oh well." It's over with. You did it, right? You did it. It's a consequence you have to live with, which you almost always tell me in Corday is a consequence that I have to that we have to live with. Nobody else.
Yeah, if you make a choice at the end of the day, you're the one that got to deal with the consequences. So when you do something and you feel, be prepared for what comes after it, good or bad. And I don't say, oh, well, suck it up. Like you got to be
But it's
responsible.
that, right? It's oh well, you gotta suck it up. You did it. That's your fault. Like, oh well, like there's nothing else to it. Just going back, let's start early childhood,
Early
right?
Percy.
5 years old, right? Going to school, um,
Lord.
kindergarten,
I
Miss
can remember 5 years old.
Miss Porter, right? Miss
Oh, yeah.
Miss
She's really,
Christopher, as we
yes.
should say. Phone calls every day.
No, kindergarten wasn't actually that bad. She was just more because Percy used to jump off the desk, stand on top of the chairs. Um, a little back about Percy, if you don't mind me sharing. When Percy didn't like walk or talk until he was like 2 or 3 years old, and so once he started walking, and he just went no holds barred, like jumping off furniture, doing stuff like that. And the same with once he started talking, the speech lady just was like, I don't. Maybe he was just holding stuff in, and he talks clear with no speech impediments or anything. And he literally, me and his dad would pick him up from preschool. He went to Woods Lake. He would talk from the time he got into the car until we got back to the house, and I would be like, bro, he like, okay, we wanted you to talk, but like he was nonstop. So when he went to kindergarten, what's her Miss Chris? What's her new last? I mean, she's been married a long time.
Porter.
Miss Porter. Um, she was like, he is just no fear. Like she was like, I'm just think he's gonna hurt himself. So kindergarten wasn't like phone calls home like behavior issues. It was just like
First grade is when it started.
Miss Michael Zach.
Miss Hostage. Miss Hostage.
Oh yeah.
First grade is when it happened. And I remember like there
You had
was
two
two
teachers.
teachers first grade, Miss
Yeah.
Bettis and then Miss Hostage. And
Yes.
Miss Bettis used to be like, oh my God. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, they used to make me come in the afternoon and not morning.
I just remember the one teacher saying that he was completely different in the afternoon, and if the other teacher didn't report what was happening, she wouldn't. And I don't remember what the behavior was.
Jumping off desk.
Were you jumping off that too?
Yeah,
I don't
she
remember.
tells me every day, jumping off desk, just not being, I don't know. I don't want to
I don't
say
remember. I can't remember
not
yesterday.
being
Your dad's calling.
not being um
I don't want
we
to answer
we
it
have
on
a
camera.
caller on the list.
He
Give us
probably
one
lost.
second. Hello. Now. I'm sorry, guys. So we're currently trying to get our my dad in. Just bear with us. Give me one second. That's fine. We can keep going. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that guest. Yeah, so in
Yeah, I don't
school,
remember. That's all I remember about first grade is just her saying that difference. I don't think it was a lot of phone calls home then either. I don't know. I could be
do you know when the grading started?
Miss. I remember is her. Can we say people's name? I don't want to be putting up there. Miss
Yes.
Michaelzak. Was that second grade?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was a little difficult. She was really nice. Um,
That was also Cordea's second grade teacher.
yep. And then I don't
Miss
remember
Powell.
third grade.
Yeah.
How you remember all of this? I don't. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember. Um, maybe when did you stop going to Edison?
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade. He had an issue at school,
That's when the PG fifth grade started.
and I remember my mom going up to the school and her being upset about something. I don't know what it is, and she was like, "They said he did this or that." And she was like, he don't need to go back to that school. And was that fourth grade?
Fifth
Grade. No, it was fourth grade. No, it was fourth grade. So we tried to do a homeschool with Percy, and that didn't work out well. And so then he started going to.
That was fifth grade because remember I got held
No,
back to fifth grade.
you went to North. Oh
Eastern
yeah,
for
North.
fifth
Okay, you're right.
grade.
You're right. You're right.
And so
Thank you.
I remember she telling me you're not going back to Edison. I'm like, huh? And then she was like, you're going to Northeastern for the rest of the year, but you're redoing the fifth grade.
Yeah.
I said, huh? What did you just say to me? She said, Percy, you're redoing the fifth grade. And with me, I'm like, I'm not. I bet I'm not. She's just going to forget. So she took me out of Northeastern one day and took me to a school called Paramount.
Well, no. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So, Northeastern was trying to said that Percy could go to sixth grade, and Percy was not mature enough to go to middle school. It wasn't his academics; it was his behavior and being around middle school kids. And I'm like, nah, we not about to do that. And people are already calling me, and you get in middle school, and that's a whole different animal. I think that my personal opinion, I don't think sixth graders should go to middle school, but I didn't because I just went to seventh and eighth grade. But to how old I am, but so yeah, then that's when we decided to send him to Paramount.
And that's when the fun began.
Not the fun.
So, if you, Miss King, you remember Miss King?
Yes.
She was like,
Who can forget Miss King?
she was
She
like,
was at Edison as well, though.
yeah. So,
Oh yeah, because you kicked Miss King car. That ain't funny.
so the whole, so I remember I got after school detention at Edison. And people were like, how do you get after school detention in elementary school? Like, you have to be that bad. And I remember Miss King bringing me home, and
Yes.
I threw a stick and kicked her car because
Shout out to Miss King.
shout out to Miss King because Miss King is like,
She's the best.
without Miss King, I would probably not be in school. Like,
Yeah.
I would probably been dropped out at home somewhere. Like, probably just out doing my own thing because, you know, one thing Miss King did is she partnered with my mom and my dad. She didn't just push me along. She actually made me sit down and try.
Yeah.
You
And she
know?
was at Edison, and then when we went to Paramount, we was like, Miss King. Like, she was there too. So you should have her come on one day. She probably got a lot of stories she could share too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just having, you know, having that connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having that connection with a teacher that I can always call. I have Miss King's phone number in my
Oh,
phone.
Lord. Yes.
Like, having a teacher I can call and say, hey, I need your help with this, or hey, I'm
Yeah.
about to go into a test. What can you tell me? She's like, well, this, that, and the third. Or having a mom and a dad who can follow up. Now, fast forward to high school,
So Miss King actually, when Percy, how you gonna skip over Paramount though? That was a lot happening.
Paramount had
And
a
Mr. Davis,
yes.
shout out to Mr.
Shout
Davis.
out to them. I had a couple
Traumatic.
traumatic. My grandma passing
Oh,
away,
I'm sorry. I thought you was talking about something else.
and then me getting hit by the car.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the most.
those were all in.
My mom was in Texas,
I was.
and she got a call and said, that was, I don't want to make it seem like that was a day, but that was one of the last days I remember fully talking to my grandma,
But that
Um,
was what that no Percy. I think your timeline is off. I don't remember much about that because I was in Texas because Percy's other brother was graduating from
the Air
Air
Force.
Force. But um,
Not following directions as
a,
usual. I could have avoided that accident. Now that I think about it, I could have, if I would have, see, I knew Mr. Arnold was, shout out to Mr. Arnold. I knew Mr. Arnold was coming to pick me up at 2:20 every single day. Like that's like he'll be there no matter what. And street was required. My mom was like, you have to go
I
to the
forgot about
street
that.
program. You have to go there every day, even in the summer. And I didn't want to. And some days I would try to skip. Like, do you remember me trying to skip?
No, I don't
Street.
think Percy telling the story right. Even though you go on the street, they would pick you up from school, and I think you came home and you was trying to ride your bike down there because Percy gets anxious sometimes, and so he tried to do stuff himself a lot, and he's not patient and no, a car should have been watching where he was going. But a lot of stuff happens to Percy, and sometimes I have to be like, "Is this for real? Like, did this really just happen? Like, only Percy? It's always something." And in the end, it always works out. I mean, good and bad. Percy's so lucky. Like we've been at places and he's won like a free bike and like he wins like lucky drawings and like all this stuff. But then other stuff
I'm a
happens as
cool
well.
person.
You are. And I'm just like, did this really happen? But he was fine in the end, thank God. I couldn't imagine, being hit by a car. I've never been hit by a car and I don't but he was okay. Um so yeah, I got kinda off track. But I forgot about you going to street program, which was actually instrumental as well into his helping Percy come
It
up because
Morton.
Mr. Morton, yeah. All these
It
people in
it
your life.
started. It
Yeah.
started.
He's cool.
It started. It started as me trying to take a look in the mirror. It definitely was still rocky. Let me tell you, it's definitely still rocky today. But my mom always like, "At gotta go."
No, no,
Like
no.
not like you gotta be out the house, but you need to be learning. You need to be learning how to live
Yeah.
on your own. You have to save your money, y'all.
Yes.
I am bad as y'all. I am bad at
Yes.
saving my money. I have money
I
right
don't want to
now.
put your business out there.
I-
Percy literally get paid on Friday and be broke on Saturday. DoorDash be at our house all the time.
But it's just I feel like I could be able to do them things right. Like just having those things available to me, the Boys and Girls Club. When I got Youth of the Year, right? There's
You participated.
participated. There's moments that my mom can say that she's proud. Like
For sure.
I told you, I'm about to graduate. Like
You don't have no choice.
it's about to be graduation. Like prom, graduation, like those days are coming, approaching, and I'm ready. Like I was just talking to the people at the promise building, like 65% of my college will be paid for.
Right.
Like because I had to take, and I think that's a consequence. I could have gotten 100. I could have really got
Oh
100.
yeah, because we took.
But
you
it's
out
a
of the-
consequence to my action. Every action has a consequence, right? I was getting in trouble in 5th grade, not knowing it was a good resource for us. Now my consequence is I don't get the full 100%, which is fine. I mean, like going to college is an option, and I want to go.
Right.
to pursue what I'm doing. Also, I just got accepted into my second year Teachers Academy program for next year.
Woohoo.
So
That's what's
just
up.
those things like that, like credits are like my counselor said your credits are tight, Percy. Like your credits and shout
And
out.
you don't want them to be tight to the end. Like you don't want to
No,
get
they
in
won't be tight to the
12th
end.
grade and then you like school about to be out and you like cramming so
And
you can
they'll
graduate.
still let you walk the stage.
That's fine, but you don't want
And
to
you'll have an empty diploma.
you don't want to
Sorry.
play it that close.
No.
Anyway, I would always have enough on the, opposite side where you got more than enough. Then it's stress, pressure, all of that stuff, frustration, and you want to make sure that you good. Like so
Yeah, and my friends. How do you feel about my friends now, Mom?
how do I feel? The ones that I know, I mean, they're cool. Percy's had a good friend group for a while, Jamari, Mariah,
Yeah.
Madison. So the people
Jesse.
Jesse, the people that I know are cool. I don't. Percy is not a follower, so he definitely makes his own decisions, and I think there is a limit to what he will do sometimes. I don't know. Teenagers, kids do whatever. You never know what your kid's doing when you're not around. So I never say what a kid wouldn't do because you're not about to embarrass me and I'd be like, he would never do that and be dead on camera and got me looking stupid.
Right.
But I think there's a limit. Like even when he was be getting in trouble in school, he would tell me stories about other kids. And he'd be like, "I ain't doing that,"
Like,
So it's
no,
like
no,
he
like,
was like, "I'm
yeah.
doing this," but he going a little bit too far.
Yeah, like,
So I think that there's a limit, of what
like
he
I
would
mean,
do.
standing on the table throwing food at the security guard. That's going too overboard.
Yeah,
Like,
and then you got to deal with your parents when you get home, and that's the conversation that I had with, you know your siblings. Like everybody, parents don't discipline the same. Some people don't. You don't know people's
but my
lives
mom
and
and
what
my
they
dad, when you get home, if you do something that
what
is not
what
in their books,
what.
just know.
Just know what. I
Like,
don't listen. No comment. No, I just it's important. I think to understand. I forgot what I was about to say.
so just a little background of what you have done.
When I was a kid.
No,
Oh,
just now. Like, what do you do now?
when you get in trouble.
No, what do you do for a living?
Oh, okay. You switch that up. I work at Housing Resources. I work in permanent supportive housing as a case manager. What you mean?
So my mom is very successful, as you can tell.
Successful according to who?
Me,
Okay.
she inspires me.
Oh, thank you, P.
Yeah, I really look up to my mom after like this stuff I put her through in the quarantine. Like my mom used to be stressed out.
No, I wasn't. I don't. It wasn't. You didn't put me through anything through quarantine. I think quarantine was fine for me. I had no issues being in the house, not seeing people. But it was for Percy's very social, so I think it was hard for him. I know some of my friends were struggling, like being in the house, not talking to people, and things like that. But it's the same for Percy. He just struggled with because he's so social and like to be out doing things. So it was a
Seeing the
struggle.
same two people every day. I'm sorry, I love
But
you and Corday to death, but y'all had to, like I couldn't see y'all every day. Like
That's fine. I don't have
like
no problem with that. And I don't listen. I don't. It wasn't what you put me through because you are. I'm not dealing with that madness. So you is what I put you through, with you acting up. But we had some stress times, but it got all worked out in the end, and here we are. Look at you.
it did. It did. Um, I'm trying
What
to
else?
think.
I mean, we could. So high school, you went through. You skipped Paramount. You want to talk about evolution? A lot was happening. That
A lot was going on. Let me fill y'all in. Okay, let's press the play button. We got off track. So back to Paramount, my grandma passed away in sixth grade, unfortunately. Um, and then I remember Miss King telling me, like, I remember us praying, like, because me and Miss King connected religiously in the schools. That's what I loved about Miss King. We connected real. All three, I believe, you need to connect 360 degrees all the way around to actually connect with somebody, right?
So that's interesting, person. So what's some of the things in that 360 that people connect on? So you said religiously. What
Just
else?
our personal traits. Me and Miss King, we were funny together. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, I only got a 36 out of 44 today. She'd be like, whoop, you get 5 minutes of free time. Or the next minute I'll be in the hallways and Mr. Davis be like, come on, Percy, really like PG, come on. Like me running out the gym, me crying. Crying was
Oh my
just
god.
made it worse. People would want to
It's
like
okay. Look, I think it's okay to cry. Crying, I think, is a part of like healing and you releasing. You I can never tell somebody how to feel in the moment. If you want to cry about something, that's your business. That's how you deal. At the same time, it's like, come on, you really gonna cry about that? Like, so I don't know. Yeah, Percy definitely is a crybaby. Was a crybaby. Not so much anymore, but definitely,
not some.
definitely was a
I don't
crybaby.
cry like that anymore. I just,
Whining more, I guess you can say whining.
I mean, I do whine. Stuff gets to me like,
And then I try to tell Percy like, this stuff that's happening to you happens to people every day. Like, and this is, try to look at, it could be worse. But and I don't, when people say that too, because you can't tell somebody what their worst is, but at the same time, it's like, try to look at the good in the situation. Like, his phone broke. Percy had a whole meltdown over a phone. And I'm like, nah, you said, don't be trying to pause me. Um, a whole meltdown over the phone. And I was like, just think of it this way: you got money to buy a new phone and all of that. And there's some people that don't have those resources. You gotta put your stuff on.
and here goes the big man. Here goes how it all started.
Percy silly.
Mic check.
Mic check 2 1 2. So this is my dad, everybody.
How you doing? Good afternoon.
You gotta talk into the
Pull
mic.
the thing.
Talk about the mic. I know about the mic.
So good afternoon, Dad.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for coming.
No doubt.
Um,
Appreciate you having me.
of course, evolution of Percy, right? Like you gotta. It's not up there. Don't mind that. That's I'm a little unprepared today, but oh well. But you gotta. I feel like these are valuable. Like doing stuff like calling you this morning, and you're like, all right, bye. When he hung up the phone, I'm like, I'm making my dad and my mom proud. Like that's all that matters to me. Like I this year, last year, this time, I was like,
Wait, you gotta let your dad give his opinion on the past. So we talked about when he was at Paramount, when
oh
he
yeah,
was at Edison.
I'm introducing him. Let
Oh,
me.
sorry. My
Evolution
bad.
of person.
So, my mom. This is my dad. My dad influenced me a lot. Um, we've been through tough times together. We've been through a lot of times, ups and downs. Him teaching me how to drive. No one in this world would trust me to drive their car, but my dad. Like that's the only person. My dad says I'm a normal driver. I mean, like I have some like like my dad tell me. There's always bumps in the road, but you got to get to them. Like you got to get through them, right? Like if you just want to elaborate on just a lot.
Uh, you know, that's the true statement. It's valleys and peaks. It's bumps in the road, always bumps in the road. But having a calm peace of mind and, just working through things, not just giving up immediately, it makes a lot of difference for the long run because most of the things you're doing right now is going to affect you forever. So that's why I try to help you train your mind to fight through a lot because everything ain't gonna be. A lot of stuff is not gonna be fair.
Right.
So you got the odds against you most of the time. So you got to work twice as hard, and that's one thing I like about you. Is I always say you're my hungriest child. I can really relate to you. Like far as your ambition in this part of my life is it's the same. Like it's like almost a match. Like we do a lot of the same things as far as getting up, moving around, and being productive.
Like I can't sit in the house. I think that was the problem last year. Like I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. I can't just sit in the house. Like I have to be up moving around. Like look at this nice day outside. Like after this, we're gonna go outside and take a walk and be by
But you,
myself.
if it's COVID, you ain't had no choice but be in
Right.
the house.
Right, and
But
that's what we made it through though. Just think
Yeah,
about that. The
yeah.
times was not. It wasn't. They was unbearable at times. It was not
Right.
fair. It wasn't fair.
Right.
But we made it through, and that's what I'm saying about fighting through stuff. Like if you something go wrong, the first thing a sign of trouble. I mean, you gotta put the boots on and tighten your buckle up and fight through it. A lot of this stuff, if you just keep trying. I mean, look at me. I'm working progress. I'm 45. I'm still trying to, you know,
you old.
My dad is a very positive man. I mean, if you look at him, that's me in 30 years. I mean,
I hope not. My knees hurt.
that's
I would
everything.
agree. I always tell Percy he's a lot like his dad in his like outgoingness, talking to people, being friendly, things like that. So I always tell because a lot of stuff Percy do, I'd be like, I wouldn't have said anything or I wouldn't have done that. Even sometimes if I'm calling like the Wi-Fi or AT&T about something, he'd be like, I'll call them. And like Percy will get on the phone and be so professional. And me and my mom would just be cracking up because like Percy would be like, hi, this is Percy Gordon. Like,
Man, I mean, you're a paying customer. You gotta talk like this. Your money on the line.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's just who I am.
Percy makes stuff happen, like, and that's for sure. And I tell him that's like good all the time. You could be complaining about something, he'll be like, "Mom, you want me to call him?" Like, and I'd be like, "Percy, what you gonna say to these
You gotta
people?"
be proactive,
But yeah, definitely
not reactive.
Not reactive. Yes,
Proactive.
yes,
Ain't
that's
that
what.
I tell you?
Yeah,
Don't
all the
react.
time.
Already be waiting on the things to happen.
Yes.
Proactive. Get you a long way.
We were just talking about Paramount.
No, it was P. Everybody got their story, man. Some kids go through school and they never get in trouble, never do anything wrong, and right, it's never been to the office, nothing. Like, but everybody got their story, and you persevere through that because of your ambition, and that it's always greater later. It's always gonna be something better. What your granddad used to tell us, God got something better in store for you. Always. That's my whole motivation for you, and you made it through that, and it's not a bad time. It was bad times, but it's that's what made you who you are. It made us family. We family.
It wasn't. See, that's why I love my dad because, like,
I mean, I got a lot of bad stuff to say about that, but this ain't the time. Like, it's over with. Like,
Right.
I can't hold you, my son. You ain't gonna. I could be mad at you all day. You still gonna be my child. So I look at it as a learning stepping stone, a learning curve for you. And for us too, because
Right.
believe me, you pushed us to our limit, but we made it
y'all
as well.
pushed me to my limit.
I probably did. I'm gonna always push you there though. I'm gonna push you past it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we driving. I want you to drive in Chicago, Houston, LA, somewhere where you can ain't no turning off and this you can not have traffic. You gotta be able to drive in the thickest. You gotta be able to think with the best. That's what that whole mind state is,
Right.
Putting you in the thick of things so you can be that much sharper. You be sharp all the time. Just your proactiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proactive instead of reactive.
Always think pro.
We were just talking about Miss King and how great she
She
was.
was a very good teacher, man. I miss her.
She was the best.
You still talk to her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. That's good. She was very
And
instrumental in
That's
and your
what I was
thing.
saying. Yeah.
And it's good to have a teacher like that, right?
Yes.
To always have a teacher like you, Mr. Ducky. You know you can find Mr. Ducky.
I
Like,
mean, that's my boy. I mean, I'm too old. I'm grown now. So when I was young, of course, your coach so hard on you. Of course, you didn't approve of him. It ain't that I didn't like him. I just thought he was too rough and tough. But over the years, man, that's my guy. He teaching my kids, and he was my mom's teacher.
and he was my track coach. Believe it. Like me playing track. Like I know, and I became more. In high school, I wanted to play sports in ninth grade year, and I made it happen. Like in 11th grade year, but I told senior year, I'm playing like I'm just gonna go in at it, like, cause I want.
You just make sure you stay focused though, like, cause like your
Yeah,
dad was saying a couple weeks ago, like if you're doing too much stuff, something is gonna lack in some area, and sometimes you be trying, your mind be working so fast, and I get it, and you want to do things and participate, but at the same
I
time,
be
it's okay not to be like super busy
I be
and
trying to
be
stay out the way.
and be involved. No, I get it, and be involved in everything because you need those downtimes, because like if you're doing too much, you get frustrated with times and start losing track of stuff, and your grades start slipping. And if you got bad grades, you can't do any
And the whole
activities.
thing about the time management is you got to manage the time.
Yeah, period.
You know what I'm saying? It's like time management is time management. Like
Right.
if you're doing more than one thing, stuff that you gotta know how to chop those things down. Like I told you, sometimes you gotta step back from something and just master something else real quick, and then go back to that. You can always learn something and get good at this, and then I got that in the bag. Now I can go and learn this and build my whole portfolio like that. Everything you know is going into your own little memory bank. So you know how to do this, that. But you don't want to do so much that you can't learn one thing at a time.
Right. That's like I'm trying, like, having 5 classes, having to take summer school and working full time for Kid Network this summer. Like Walmart's out of the picture. Like
You
I
go put that on in the air.
if they
So you gonna
see
quit your job on national TV?
Right. Right.
like I
Did you just quit your job?
I did.
You know you did it. You already told them.
June 1st is my last day at Walmart, and I'm
Oh,
going to
it's
Kid, and I'm
It's
going
a
to
public service announcement. Trip.
You funny. He already told them. They
I told-
already know.
I let
And
them
he don't
know.
work as much there anymore as he used to. I don't. Okay,
That was a
I'm
good
gonna keep my
experience for you,
opinions
though.
for Walmart to
I
myself.
mean, of course, it's a kid job. I wouldn't want to do it to build a career, but it was a good
Yeah.
experience for you.
Yeah,
It was
for sure.
a great experience for you because you got to deal with customer service. You got to deal with just different coworkers and different environments, different people.
Right.
That was a good exposure for you. That's something on your resume now. Even you only 17 years old, you got a long
Right.
time.
And Percy,
You
he
gonna always have a job.
he liked to work. Right. Percy
Your
kept
resume
him a
better
job.
than some people that's grown.
Right. Percy keep him a job. So it ain't no Walmart definitely.
Like I kid you not, I didn't even know Meg. I met Meg. I've known her for years, but I didn't actually know her. And last year, it's been a year at Kinnett too. Last year around, like, was it a YLAG meeting? It was a YLAG meeting over Zoom with like 50 people. Meg, I need a job. Like we wasn't in breakout rooms. I was like, Meg, I want to
Percy's
work
funny.
for Kidnap. And she was like, okay, we'll
'Cause
see
you
what
was
we
working
can
at
do.
the Boys and Girls Club. I
Yeah.
forgot. Percy been working everywhere.
I did.
So what is Connect? What does that do?
Kidnapped.
Kidnap, we're
Kid
Net.
Right there. See on the side.
right here. What I've been working for a year now. We're a nonprofit organization. I'm the only, as of now. We're trying to work on more junior OST coaches. The Kidnet work is a really mobile job. You have to be focused. I mean, like they've made so many accommodations with me. Like last year, summer school.
Yes. I'd be like, Percy still got a job. Do Justin still work there?
Yeah, Justin still works there.
Justin, my
and I
homie.
was even trying to get my mom to kidnap work.
Listen,
Just
Like,
because
I
you
might-
go to work a lot don't mean you can miss work a lot.
Right.
I don't. I've missed some quite
You
important.
just said, look at this sunshine. So in the summertime, you don't want to. You just want to work in the wintertime.
No, it's just like the team meetings. Though, let me tell you, when we had our team meeting, I was asleep during half of them. Like
Lord,
I went to sleep, but it was funny. I mean,
always
and she didn't have a problem with it because it was like
Meg, I'm gonna need you to get on Percy.
2
I
hours.
always be like, I'm about to text Meg. I don't have her phone number at all.
Yeah, because she thought I was gonna cancel last night, and my mom was like, "I'm about to text me," and I'll be like, "Okay."
Cause I was telling them like earlier, Percy gets so anxious about stuff, and then like you tell, so then he trying to make sure to see what I'm still gonna do. I'm like, dude, I told you I was
I've
coming.
been knowing
like,
about this podcast for
I
18
know,
months.
right?
You
Like,
even gonna do it 18 months ago.
like I'm like you don't gotta try to manipulate. Like maybe no, I told you I was coming. Like, and I'm already got the afternoon off work. So like, dude, like I've already planned my schedule around so I can leave work early. Like, don't like can't relax.
Right, and I just started today, like Monday to Friday.
Oh yeah.
Like
Been here, but like
4 a.m. to 4 p.m. over there. I cannot do that. But like I told him this morning, your week almost over. You gonna be done on. Well, not
Today
this
is
week.
Monday.
He's done on Wednesday.
every other week on the way
Oh, dang.
Like your week is over. Like my week would be over. Like
But them that's a long time in that place.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on.
I just told all of them, just so you know, next year I just got accepted for my second year at Teachers Academy,
Oh yeah.
my EFE. So I'm very excited about that.
So you gonna teach?
Yeah,
You want that?
next year. Actually, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be a recess aide. I'm gonna try to go to. I think King Westwood has an opening for the supervisor
So
position.
you
like,
gonna go to Western for school teaching?
yeah.
Western's
So-
good school.
So this is what, and I also talked to my auntie Ashley. She talked to me because I posted something on Facebook, so we were texting back and forth about the ins and out, and so she's gonna call me one day next week about just meeting up and talking about just using my resources, right? Like I have family that are teachers.
Right.
Meg knows teachers. Meg's actually a professor, so like, well,
Oh, okay.
well, like, so she.
Grandma Gwen was a teacher.
Yeah, my grandma Gwen was a teacher. Like, so I have experience. And one thing that I always tell everybody is that I want kids that were like me, you know, like who've had behavior problems, who have this. Like, I want them to know that I've been through it, because I believe a lot of those teachers, they haven't been through that, right? They haven't seen the negative energy there. If we're being honest, they've went to a predominantly white school where there is no breakouts, where they don't see black kids getting in trouble every day,
Right.
and they don't know how to deal with these things. So they just instantly like, get them out my classroom, get them out my classroom. No, I want to deal with those things, right?
So let me ask you a question. How would you deal with a kid that behaved like you, like on your worst day? Like, what would you do to that? Like,
There is no worst days. I'm gonna be honest. There is.
what that mean?
There is no. I don't believe in the worst days. I don't believe
What
it.
she's saying, if you was the teacher and a kid was,
I'm saying like
being
you
bad
at
or
your
whatever.
worst day. Like,
Right.
what if you had one time where you had just like a really bad day at school, you wasn't following directions, or if it's one of those kids like we talked about earlier, where you'd be like, okay, they standing on the desk throwing food. I'm not
Like,
gonna do that.
I would,
Like, what would
like-
you do?
It would have to depend on the situation. It would have to happen right in my face. What I do now is I tend to use my loud voice by accident to
You
scare
just
them.
loud anyway.
Like having Carmelo in my classroom, my nephew, and my teacher be like, "Why do you sleep in the same room as your teacher?" Like,
funny.
because it's just funny. I mean, like just seeing myself grow throughout the
Right.
couple years. Like I'm proud of myself, and I can say that like with all the dignity in me. Like I'm proud of myself. Like
You should be.
I've done so much stuff like to myself. Losing my grandma. My grandma was my best friend. Um, even I knew, if y'all don't remember me speaking at her funeral, like me getting up there, it was hard for me getting up there to speak at her funeral. Cause I mean, I was at my lowest place then.
Right.
And like,
Yeah,
it
that
was
heavy.
it was hard for all of us. It was my
Right,
dad's
right.
mom, losing his mom. I would hope, I don't know what that feels like, losing a mom.
Right,
You know,
right.
I don't know what that feel. I know what it feels like losing a grandma, a best friend. Like that was one of my closest friends. Like to be honest with y'all, like if my grandma was still to be alive, I would be this weird teenager in my room just hibernating at her house. Like
That was the plan anyway. Remember, by 7th grade, Percy was supposed to go live with his
with his
granny.
mom.
Yes.
on
Yeah.
Conco, go
She
to
didn't play no games though, Percy. Like
No,
it
she did not. I remember one time I tried her, and that was it.
Yeah.
She dropped me straight off at my dad's house, and that was it. I couldn't do it no more. Cause I used to didn't like going to my dad's house. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used
I
to.
understand.
I did not. I did not like going over
So
there.
who's the like your parent? You know how they do them TikTok questions. Like which parent? Who's the meanest parent? Would you say your
Ain't no
dad?
question.
No, he's not. I don't
I
think
hold that
he
title highly though.
Being the
Because-
meanest?
Yeah. Because
You're
got-
like
He
you're
is
like
not.
you're like
He is
you
softy.
have to get
No, I'm
Like-
not-
No, when
I'm
you
not
have to
physical.
make
I'm
him-
physical
no,
with
not
these
physically.
Last few kids.
No,
the
no.
first few I was off the chain. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say that on
no
the air.
comment.
They grown up, so they can't press charges. Them first few kids, that was treacherous for me. Like I was a
Can
new
I-
dad.
can
I
I-
was a new dad. I didn't
can
know
I
how to.
share?
There's no blueprint for raising
Hilarious. It
kids.
sure ain't.
Cornell County Jail. Remember that?
It was called Gordon County Jail.
Gordon County.
He only let them watch Law and Order because he said that's all they
I
watched
better
in the
learn how to
county
fight
jail.
this case. 'Cause I'm telling you, I'm putting the hammer down. And that was, I was a new dad. I didn't know. I mean, my dad was like,
And I just missed that. Like by
he didn't do
inch.
that to me. Like my dad didn't. He never disciplined me like that. Like that was all my mom doing. Like she didn't lock me up like I was doing them because they was so bigger than everybody. It was only one of me growing up. So my mom it just give me the hands real quick and keep it pushing. But me, we had 5 in the house at one
Yeah.
time. It was
And
all-
it's
you know what I'm saying?
it's
3 big kids, 2,
yeah.
3 little kids. I mean,
each
we had a
kid
lot
is
of
different. So like you don't know like when you had that many kids in a household and everybody's personality is different. You have one kid that don't do anything wrong, and if she's the oldest and going to school you have no problems, and then you get to the next one everybody pretty chill, and then you get to Percy and it's all like what, like how the hell, excuse me, like what are we
I'm
supposed
right,
to
Charles Barkley.
what are we supposed to do with this? So like everybody and you can't discipline every kid the same.
you
like
can't.
everybody is different.
And that's
Percy,
clearly Day
you-
in person.
yeah, like you cannot like
We
Percy.
were-
You could like okay, I don't know how people feel about spanking, but whatever. You could spank Percy when he was littler, and literally this dude the next 10 minutes would be doing the same exact thing he just got in trouble for. So it's like, what? Food, you have to be like, okay, and it worked better with reward than discipline. So like if you say, remember after school we would go to Speedway and get a peachy green tea, and like he would be like, that would be the thing that would make him have a good day, get some chips, a pop,
Me outta here.
or like his daddy sending him food to Jimmy John's lunch to school, like
Calm down. I mean, whatever
right.
it take. I'm just trying to make it through.
Food. So it worked better to reward him than to discipline him. Because at that point, yelling and trying to spank him, you stressing yourself out. So like reward, every kid is different. And like with his brother Day Day, all you gotta do is like raise your voice at him, and he got tears in his eyes. So
I didn't speak to him. started crying.
Right. Oh, he was all right. Thin ice. He goes. This a whole different subject, but he was like, "So what you think about that?" Go say to me.
I just kill y'all. I mean,
I
him.
said,
It's
Corday, I don't
discipline
know.
for different people. It's different sentences for different
Me,
combats.
Yeah.
I don't really be in trouble like that with my dad no more. I mean,
Because you get to the age where we have conversations like you a young adult. I don't have to talk to you like ABCD. I'm talking to you in algebra terms because I know you understand what I'm saying. I don't have to dumb it down like you a little kid. That's what I be trying to tell you. You're going to be growing. You got 4 months, man. It's over for you. 5 months, you be 18. And at that time, I can talk to you like a man because you are going to be a man eventually.
Yeah.
You're not going to never be a kid again. You know what I'm saying? You're going
Right.
to eventually be a man. I want you to understand when I be talking to you, be genuine. It be direct a lot because I don't have time to sugarcoat things. In this world, there's so much going on in this world. If you don't know the real deal of what's going on and the facts about stuff, you can be misled. You know what I'm saying? You can be led astray, bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to know
Not
everything I'm
bamboozled.
saying is directly to the point and it's genuine. Like when we have our little conversations and we dap it up, that's just man to man. That's something that I want you to carry in your life when you had children. You say, man, just sit down and have a man to man talk with you. You know what I'm saying? And you get to the point, you tell your son or your dad how you feel. That's why y'all never have to not tell me something. Because I'm always gonna be. I might be mad, but still, let's get. We a family. Let's get through it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be genuine with me. Be 100 with me. Like I be telling you. All you gotta do is tell me anything. I don't care what. Like you be telling me about the school stuff. Okay, let's start from there. Okay, this is what happened. Let's start from there. But 9 times out of 10, you then brought it on yourself.
Right.
I mean, I
Doing the
got your
most.
back, but I mean,
the lunch situation, like,
the Facebook situation.
What you doing on Facebook? Oh, I didn't know about that. It's okay. Don't expose
yeah,
yourself.
We'll talk about
we
it.
can't talk about that later.
But that was hilarious to me because I don't even deal with Facebook. I ain't in
Right.
no social media. But I see that one thing you say can ripple effect.
Yeah,
It's like,
man. I think anybody. I guess you can't even say teenagers because social media is so like worldwide. But people don't realize what you put on social media. Like that stuff don't come down. Like
Once you
you
hit
can't
send.
contact Mark Zuckerberg. Is that the Facebook dude? And then ask him, hey, can you delete that? I mean, even if you do delete it by
I
the
don't
time,
even think he can,
right? Somebody done screenshotted it. They done sent it to 50
So
people. They done posted it on Instagram. Like. That's why I just scroll Facebook and laugh, but I don't. You just got to be careful
You
because
just
as I
have
tell
to
Percy,
be
like,
more aware of what
yeah,
you say.
what you
like
say.
back in the early days when I was young, we didn't have all that.
In the early
so you
days.
seen something, you said something to somebody. It was between me and you. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's
Right.
where I get it from. Because nowadays, you say something to somebody on social media, they screenshot it, put it
Yeah,
on
they
there.
done sent it
Now
to
10 million
everybody.
people seeing what you said.
Percy, what you looking at?
Like intimately with this person, like I be talking, we might be saying something. I don't want everybody in the world knowing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's what I don't. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta be
when you
careful.
said
with what
that,
social
and what
media.
you said was nothing. We'll move on. But I mean, just to let you know that whatever you say and do, somebody watching.
All I
Yeah.
said is, are all KPS
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Just don't
Let's
even talk about it.
not
Oh,
talk.
I remember that. Yeah, just don't even worry about it.
Not getting in trouble is a statement ever.
I mean, it was crazy. Like,
Percy be being funny too. He
It's
low
who
key
said
a
it and
comedian.
it's who
Yeah.
said it and where and the
How you
timing,
posted it,
everything,
yeah.
everything.
no, I
was-
just think I got picked on. Like,
Oh, here we go, Percy.
So what are your plans for this summer?
Yeah, let's move
Let's
on.
go. Let's talk about
Yeah,
what you got
'cause-
going on, sir. What's your plans
So-
for this summer and fall semester and what's going on?
well, I'll be in summer school for 6 weeks.
That's great.
And then I'll be even with that, I'll start keeping
That you got to pay for yourself.
We'll talk about that on a later date. But June 1st I'll be with Kidnap full time. June 1st is my last day at work. Well, I'm not even gonna work June 1st because I got a
Finish
bunch.
strong now.
Right.
I got a bunch of stuff to do. I
You might
gotta.
as well get some hours in.
Right, get that money. I mean,
Yeah.
what else
I got graduation to go to.
Okay, you got graduate.
You graduating? Right. What you mean you got graduation? Believe me, if you had graduation to be at, you didn't have to work. Gee, they would have not said come that day. If it was Percy Gordon, 2000 class of 2020 Treasy, yeah, you'd be G. Forget.
How do
your
you
friends, but get with them after the graduation. Go to work that day, and then go to the thing afterwards.
Right.
It ain't gotta be that.
the after party?
Yeah, there you go.
And you done worked all day. I done got paid all day.
I've been having fun, guys. The last two
Okay,
after
so what
parties
else
I've
after?
been-
So work, Walmart, kidnat, and then summer. Like,
well, I won't be at Walmart. Also,
I mean, not Walmart, but then summer
Kidnat,
school,
summer
kidnat.
school.
I wanted to start us, me, you, Champ, and whoever really wanted to get us into. Like I don't work on weekends no more, so I'm thinking Saturday or Sunday morning workouts. Cause I need to get back in. You know what I'm saying? If ain't nothing but walking, bro. Like we can just walk. We can do some little lift weight. You know what I'm saying?
I think
I gotta
track
start slow. I
killed
gotta
me.
start slow. I just can't get out there and I gotta start.
I think
slow.
track killed me. Like I'm finished.
But
for-
you can still walk. I
for the
mean,
year.
you can walk. That's a good time to be with your dad and like your brothers too.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Just
walk
get
and
in
spend the
shape,
time with
you know what
them.
I'm
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
I don't work Saturday, so I think Saturday or Sunday mornings before anybody even get up, 7, 8 in the morning, just go bang it out like an hour or two, get something to eat, boom, and then just the rest of the day you can jump off a bed and rest.
Eat your ribs.
Come on, I got hurt. No, I can't cook on Monday no more. I got to work now. I'm sorry, that's my personal. My bad.
It's
Come on.
okay.
All right. So anything else? So okay, who was the meanest parent and who was the nicest parent?
Meaning it's nice. I mean,
You think I'm nice?
yeah. I mean, compared to my dad,
What you say?
I mean, compared.
I think your dad, you gotta push him. I think it's not.
no,
You gotta know if
no.
you have to make him like push him to get really mad because he's not a mean person and a mean person. So I think once he get mad, it's like, ooh, I didn't
Like
pissed
the
him off.
best times, it's never a good time to get suspended from school. But the best time to get suspended from school is when everybody got suspended, because at that time, I know. Okay, everybody's suspended from school.
Everybody at your house.
Yeah,
That's
we
never gonna happen.
we
Right.
are me, Marcus, and Marcelo, all of us,
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
and Coleon, all of us. And Coleon was always the one to push you. I know when to stop. Like I know, okay, I did some stuff. I got to chill out for the day, and
Just get away from me.
that's
Nobody
it.
gotta chill out.
I
for
love
the day.
y'all to death. That's why I told your mom the other day. I don't even want to see. I can't just kick it with him right now. Like, me and him ain't on. I
Like,
just get
it-
away for a minute. It's like a person that I love you so much. I love you. Never gotta leave you alone right now.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and ease up. So you just don't want to push it and keep pushing and pushing.
And that's why I be telling Percy too. Like when people are angry, you gotta give them their space because Percy, the person, like he still want to talk and talk and talk, and it's like, bro, like just give people their space and their time for a few minutes because you're not gonna resolve nothing. If you mad, I'm mad. Like it's no point of trying to talk about this. Think about it and come back to it, and then we can. Because everybody got their own perception of how a situation happened. So you see it one way, I see it another way. Ain't no use of us both arguing and being mad. Like once we can calm down and then both talk about our points of view, then we can come to a solution. I think.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to be mindful of everybody's time, and that concludes it today. I definitely want a part 2 with you guys.
What part
it's
two
part
gonna
two
be
on the
about?
way. No.
Thank you, viewers. Thanks.
I'm kidding. Hey, Pete, congratulations on this whole setup. This is
Yeah,
very nice.
this
man.
was really
Proud of
nice.
this.
Thanks for having
And,
me.
This is dope. Keep on pushing at this.
You
man.
didn't tell anybody. We forgot to tell them to call if they had questions, but it's okay. We about to go.
It's okay. Thanks for viewing.
And you keep your pedal to the metal. I want to say this on the air. Keep your pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying? Keep your mind straight. Keep your focus, your lens clear, and get involved in this, man. This is real. This is real uplifting. You got a platform. You can say a lot. You can make a lot of difference. You think
Didn't I tell you
the
that?
radio man is the most listened to man in the world.
Be
'cause
like
you get in your
Charlamagne.
car, you on the radio. You look on your TV, the radio. This right here take you a lot of places. So keep your foot on the pedal, man, and stay strong. And I like this. I'm proud of you, man. I love you.
Period.
Too.
I'm proud of you, Percy. What do you say? Agree, ditto with your dad. Just keep doing good things.
I got 52 minutes on this meter. It's 55.
Okay. And then whatever.
They're goofy as you
keep,
can tell, guys.
Keep doing good things. He's silly. Keep doing good things and see, I lost my train of thought. Proud of you. Keep up the good work. Yeah, and I like this. In this, we had the same conversation in the car.
Don't
too.
ruin this platform.
Like you can do so much stuff and talk to so many different people, and this is good for you. You're really friendly.
Talk to the whole world right here.
Yeah, for sure. So love you.
All
right.
Freestyle on
Thank you for.
I think a 45 rapper is not it. Beef.
Thank you
That's a kinda
for
dope name.
tuning in person with
45-year-old
Percy.
No, sir.
And thank y'all. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.